Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the 23rd Annual State of the Township Address. On behalf of the Edison Chamber of Commerce, our Board of Directors, and our members, we thank you all for coming out tonight. In this tough weather, we're lucky we have a good night and we have a good turnout, and we do appreciate that. This night for the Chamber is a wonderful opportunity for our members to meet the community and also meet our administration from the township. It's a wonderful night, and we appreciate this opportunity for all of us to get together. I'm going to invite our chairperson, Robert Weeks, up to speak for a moment.
Good evening again, everybody. You guys are going to get tired of seeing me, I suppose, huh? I promise we'll get this done quickly so that we can get to the VIPs of the evening. Once again, my name is Robert Weeks, and I am the chairman of the board of the Edison Chamber of Commerce. And we appreciate you all coming tonight to support our cause and to celebrate a great occasion with Mayor Lankey. My responsibilities tonight are to make sure that the proper people are thanked. And I apologize for the redundancy for the folks that were in the other room, but there are a lot of people that are very good friends that need to make sure that they're recognized. The first set of folks that I'd like to recognize are the people that give their time and efforts to the Edison Chamber of Commerce. The Edison Chamber of Commerce has a great brand, but there's a lot of people that do a lot of work to make it have a great brand. So, and our cause of making sure that it's easy to do business in the Township of Edison is a great cause, we believe. So I'd like to recognize some of the board of directors that are here this evening. And if you'd raise your hand, if you're still around, I'd appreciate it. Joe Cassio. Joe Cassio, I know he's here. Joe Coyle. Jen from Hair 27, Design 27 is back there. Angela Holdren from Little Genius. She's back in the back. Seema from Farmers. Seema. Dorinda Luz. Jean McDonald. Regina from Middlesex Community College. I see Regina. Thank you. Irene Stolte. Hi, Irene. Thank you. Jane Walsh, Columbia. Kenny from Rebounders. Kendi, are you here? Peter Greenbaum. See here, Peter? Anyway, we have a great group of folks that help us in the chamber work, so we appreciate that, and thank you for letting us recognize them. We also need to recognize our sponsors once again, and I know this seems like it's some sort of just going through the motions, but from the bottom of our hearts at the chamber, we really do appreciate your financial support as well as your emotional support and good friends. So here's our list of our sponsors for the evening. The Friendwell Group of Companies, Farmers Insurance, Global Indemnity Insurance Agency, Hart's Mountain Industries, Investors Bank, JFK Medical Center, Machi Industries, Summit Associates, TD Bank, one of the great manufacturing companies in town, Automatic Rolls of New Jersey, Edison Water Company, Fox & Fox Real Estate, Federal Business Centers, Heller Industrial Parks, Magyar Bank, Mazaka and Kwasnik, Middlesex Water Company, PSE&G, the Bank of Princeton, Triform Construction, ADP, Blue Vista Properties, Bissell Realty, Columbia Bank, Pines Manor, Chazon Restaurant, Wells Fargo, Unity Bank, and O'Connor Davies. Thank you for all of your support. One of the things that when we have relationships and friends, they help support certain causes. And the last few years, I couldn't say maybe that we've had as such a large turnout as we've got this evening. So thank you for your support of our new Mayor Lankey. From the Chamber of Commerce perspective, congratulations. We look forward to a great working relationship with the town. We certainly believe that being a great place to live and to work is a great cause. We'd also like to say that representing the businesses in town, that it's also a great place to do business. And we'd like to help not only the chamber cause, but the town's cause in making this a lot better place to do business. So with that, thank you all for coming, and we look forward to the mayor's comments. Joe?
Before we begin the pledge, I'd like to thank our men and women in the military. Without putting them in harm's way and protecting our country, none of us would have the opportunity to be entrepreneurs in this township or in this great state. And we thank you for all your help, and our veterans. I'd like to recognize some dignitaries in the room. Some had to leave because they have other meetings and obligations. Freeholder Charlie Tamaro, Congressman Frank Pallone, Kevin Hoagland, Freeholder Director, and a few have unfortunately had to leave because of their meetings. Moving along, we're going to have Boy Scout Troop 66 lead the pledge.
Will everyone please rise for the presentation of the flags? Color Guard, forward march. Color Guard, halt. To your posts. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated. Color Guard dismissed.
A round of applause for Troop 66, Boy Scout Troop 66. Thank you again. Moving forward for our invocation, Dr. Rabbi Rosenberg, please come up.
Before I begin, may I ask that we have just a very short prayer for Jane Talisman, who, as you know, is in the JFK hospital. I've been her rabbi for 25 years, and she's getting the best of care. The leadership of JFK is here. I can assure you, I was sitting with her for an hour and a half. She was able to recognize me. She blinked with her eyes and held my hand very strongly, which is a lot better than last night. So let's just offer a prayer for her recovery. It's my honor to be here this evening to give the prayer for Mayor Thomas Lankey. But let me just begin before I say the few words that there are things you don't know about him that I do, because I've worked with him for a very long time in saving bodies, saving people, and for his dealing with people and doing great deeds. He's got a wonderful heart. He's good looking. He told me how sad he was that he wasn't bar mitzvahed. So lessons begin on Tuesday. Oh Lord, those who are here have so much to offer. Our new mayor has so much to give, so much to deserve. Oh, Lord, let's make sure that he never has any doubts. Mr. Mayor, we say to yourself, know yourself, because you have some very fine qualities. Rejoice in your marvelous strengths of mind and of body. Be glad for the virtues that are yours. And I'm sure that your dad, who was very much involved in politics, now is feeling Naka's serenity, having his son becoming the mayor of our town. Mr. Mayor, keep positive, because you are a positive person. Concentrate on that which makes you happy, because you do so much for so many. Stay happy of thought, healthy of mind, and of well-being. God bless you.
I know the night is moving fast. Tom, I'm going to give you a few more minutes. As the board got together in a committee, we heard different messages from others. And I wasn't sure if there were mixed signals or not, but Tom asked for a toned-down version. And because we know Tom likes to save money, we weren't sure if he meant perhaps save on lights or save on this podium. Then I spoke to Jan and I asked her how we could save on our budget. So when you get up here, we're removing the podium and the stage. It was wonderful to work with our committee and get this together, and we are honored to have this privilege. Again, my name is Joe Coyle. I'm one of your proud board members. I could say this is my 9th time doing this event with 3 administrations. I'm proud to have had this opportunity. I think if I set my goals 9 years ago, I would have said I would have gained more hair and lost more weight. Obviously, there was a difference. Moving along now, it's you, Tom. If we could all rise and welcome our new mayor, Tom Lankey.
Joe, thanks for the comments. I also, with the hair and the weight, I think pretty much on. Welcome to the 23rd Annual State of the Township Address. I did ask for a little bit of a toned-down version. I think in staying with the economic conditions, I think that's what we want to say, and I think that's how we want to look, and that's how we want to present ourselves. So that's the reason for that. I'm glad the stage is still here, glad the podium's here. We wanted to keep the tradition of hosting and giving this address to give the state of the township. Tonight's going to be a little unique. Obviously, we don't have a lot of history, and we've just gotten into office, and obviously with some of the snowstorms, it's kind of set us back a little bit. But we're clearly moving forward, and we want to focus tonight on where we're looking to go. And be forward-looking and actually give you where our hopes and our dreams are. So I appreciate everybody coming. Glad it's not snowing. Although not to start a rumor, but I heard we're going to have a snowstorm next week. Right, Jeff? I want to thank the Chamber for hosting the event. I want to thank all the sponsors, which were many. It was great getting around and saying hi to everybody. It's really a pleasure when you get out and you can actually meet people, talk to them, and find out what their thoughts and their dreams are. And everybody is very open with those, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank all the township employees that are here, the residents, and we want to talk a little bit about what our dreams are. If you're here tonight, or if you're watching this on TV, then consider yourself part of our team. And as part of our team, you're going to be crucial in moving Edison forward. So just please do not hesitate to tell us what you think. I know I don't need to say that to most of you in here, because I'm sure that's not going to be an issue. Some dignitaries were mentioned tonight. I want to actually take a few moments to introduce some others. They said if you introduce enough people, your speech can be much shorter. So, bear with me. This could take a few minutes, but I think it's important to recognize a lot of the team members that are here tonight. I'll start with my council members, my team on the council. Council President Rob Karabinchek. Council Vice President Mike Lombardi is not here tonight, but I'd like to thank him for all his help. Councilmember Robert Deal. Councilmember Sapna Shah. Councilmember Dr. Prasad. And did Wayne run out, or is he here? Oh, you're hiding in the back. Councilmember Wayne Mascola. And I happen to know that Councilman Gomez is in Florida, laying in the sun. So, good for him. I also wanted to spend just a second and give you the members of our transition team, some of which are here tonight. I know the head of our transition team, Mayor John McCormick, who's a longtime friend, who gave us invaluable input, was going to try to get here tonight, but I know he's announcing, I think, a basketball game. I think he announces the Woodbridge basketball games, which is a great thing, and maybe I'll think about doing that, but I'm not so sure I will. Dr. Zubair and Dr. Alam, who are not here. Melissa Perlstein, who's a hero. Anthony Rosamano. Prabhu Patel, who's not here. Laura Fong is somewhere. Oh, stand up. Jonathan Jaffe, former councilman, mayor, assemblyman, state senator, Dr. Paternetti. Thanks, Doc. I know Freeholder Charlie Tamara was here, but he had a meeting. Guy Gaspari, Joe Petroselli, and all the council members actually rotated through the transition team. I appreciate all their help and support. Thank you. So now to some of the department heads, and I hope I don't miss anybody, but they'll let me know if I do. So we'll start with the Administrator of Policy and Strategic Initiatives, Melissa Perlstein. Stand up again. Administrator of Constituent Relations, Anthony Rosamano. Business Administrator, Maureen Ruan. Director of Engineering, John Medina. Director of Finance, Janice Epernau. Director of Public Works, Jeff Rotterman. Director of Health, Jay Elliott. Director of Recreation, Denise Hollowell. Our Police Chief, Tom Bryan. Our Fire Chief, Brian Latham. He's hiding in the back also. Township Clerk, Cheryl Rosamano. And our construction official, John Soltez. Just to introduce some of the members in the mayor's office, because that way I can go in the morning and not get in trouble. Mary Light McAvoy. Dana Legato Greco. Lori Williams. And, all other employees of the town, please stand up. And I thank you. All right, that's it for the introductions. All right, I want to declare tonight that the state of Edison Township is confident and optimistic. We understand there are many challenges and much work to do, but my administration is dedicated to bringing whatever change is necessary to make Edison a better place for all stakeholders. We are dedicated to instill an environment of cooperation and teamwork and communication, and we will be totally inclusive. As I said, everybody here needs to be part of our success. Otherwise, we will not succeed. We will undauntedly continue to move forward step by step and day by day. Again, this will not happen in a day, will not happen in a month. There is much to do. I will go through some of the things that I believe that we will be able to accomplish in the coming year. You know, I've said many times, and those of you who know me know that I do have to put Bruce Springsteen at least once in my speeches. So to quote Bruce, and I believe this statement wholeheartedly, is nobody wins unless everybody wins. And that is so true. So again, we need everybody on board. Yeah, as I've said, our challenges are many. Maureen can attest to our depleted surplus. We had a winter, and still are in a winter, that may go down as one of the worst and costliest in history. And I don't know that it's done yet, but hopefully it is. I think Jeff will smile and applaud to that. We face a lot of tax appeals, and the tax appeal system, as you know, you've heard from the council, that it's broken, and we need to fix it. And we need to work together to try to get that done. We know our infrastructure is aging. We also know that the town has overgrown the infrastructure that's in place. The operational structure also needs to be re-engineered. It is dated. We need to start to move with the times. Our mission and vision, it's hard to find an actual written down mission and vision, but we need to modernize that, and we need to put in place in writing so that we know exactly what that mission and what that vision is, because I think that's the starting point for any successful corporation, which the township is. And clearly, the image of Edison over the past few years has been battered. We need to absolutely improve that. You can look at challenges and look at them as obstacles, or you can look at challenges and look at them as opportunities. I like to look at those as opportunities, and I know with working with everybody that I have been working with, the council for a number of years and the department heads for only 2 months, although sometimes it seems like it's been years. I know they also, look at these as opportunities. We're not going to accomplish these things overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. Overcoming these obstacles won't be done in a day, or a week, or a month. What we need to do is develop a short and long-range strategic plan. We talk about whether we have one. I think depending upon definition, some will say we do, some will say we don't. But we can't play semantics. We actually have to put in place strategic plans, short-term, long-term, lay out exactly what we have, what we're looking to do, where we're going to go. We need a vision. And as I said, everyone in this room tonight and everybody watching on TV needs to be part of developing that strategic plan, that mission, that vision, and where we're looking to go as a township. We have to look at best practices, and we've started doing that. We've started reaching out to neighboring towns, Woodbridge, Metuchen, Highland Park. I've already met with their mayors. The team is also reaching out to other towns. We have more to do, and we need to continue until we can find the best way to do things. No sense reinventing the wheel if the wheel was invented and is working great somewhere else. So we need to be open and confident enough to ask. Just ask why, or ask how are you doing this, and try to implement that. It's obviously much quicker, more efficient to get that done that way. So we commit to you that we will be looking out for best practices and implement the best practices into the township. We need to provide an environment of accountability. That's important. I think that's something that we haven't seen to the level that we need to have it. I think the municipality's role is to provide quality life for all of its stakeholders. That's its residents, its businesses, and providing top-rate services is what accomplishes that. The challenge is to provide those services within a balanced budget, an affordable budget. Times are tough. Again, we've talked about some of the tax appeals, some of the revenue that's reduced, some of the costs that we're facing with the storms and various other things. So the key is we need to develop that revenue base, reduce our expenses, but still be able to provide those quality services for our businesses as well as our residents. Again, I ask that's going to take input from everybody here. You know, we're embarking on some major initiatives. I'll mention a few. Code of conduct. You know, I mentioned that a lot during our campaign. That's important. We need to make sure that everybody understands what behavior is expected of them, what their responsibilities are, and what consequences will be in place if you don't live up to that code of conduct. That's important in developing our image and restoring our image. Okay, that's where it has to start. Doesn't just happen by saying it. Everybody, I'm sure, here has talked to people from outside Edison, and they bring up, you know, whether it be a newspaper article or a TV event that they have seen, and they say, you know, what's going on in Edison? So our first step is to make sure that we start to do what we need to do. You know, I used to hear, my father used to say, do the right thing. We need to do the right thing. And believe me, that will just start to snowball into image improvement. Positive stories will be written. Positive newscasts will occur. That's important. You know, those people outside Edison, we need to show them what all of us that live in Edison know, that this is a great town. Absolutely one of the best towns, if not the best town in the state. People don't believe that. So we need to get through that image restoration to get there. Economic development, that's going to be one of our keys. We're now going to start to begin conversations, the mayor's office, council, the chamber, business leaders, community leaders, and gather together to discuss hosting in the next few months an economic summit. That will be the beginning and the kickoff of what is so important to this town, is developing a business strategy, developing a revenue base, and developing a township that's business friendly. Very important. I'm sure it's important to most of you from the business community that are here from the chamber. You know, we have to make sure everybody knows that Edison is open for business and business friendly. So we need to, with open arms, provide that. So we will be meeting with everybody and gathering through and trying again to get best practices, good ideas. You know, they come from everybody here and everybody at home. So again, please don't hesitate to let us know any ideas that you may have. We also need to look at our environmental issues. You know, we need to look and see if we have any open space that needs to be preserved. We need to see if there are areas that need to be cleaned up, and we need to get moving on closing our landfill. We've been talking about that for a long time. We've started to have some meetings on that, and it's about time that we move forward on doing that. I'm just going to rattle off a few other initiatives that we're going to be working on. Not go into a lot of detail because there's numerous of them. I know the council started talking about housing violations ordinance. That's important, I think, to look at, you know, what is occurring there, and look at the overcrowding of schools and everything else. So I applaud them on beginning that initiative. Shared services and grants, traffic studies. You know, I know it took me about 40 minutes to get here tonight at 5:30. I live about 5 miles away, so, you know, I don't think it's a surprise to anybody that we need to look at some studies and look at some of our traffic patterns and see what we can do. I mean, you know, that's one of the infrastructures that clearly has not kept up with the growth in the township. We need